We have to protect white Australia. We have to.
Australia used to be a white-only country. Multiculturalism was enforced on Australians. Australians didn't actually want this. They all reinforced the white Australian policy. Australia used to be a white-only country.
Aboriginal people are the real Australians. Well, Australians are actually the people who created Australia, the people who created the political and legal institutions which have come to form Australia's recognition as a country internationally. Those people are white.
Every single day on Beyonce's internet, I get to understand a mind of a colonizer. At this point, I'm starting to believe Black Americans were not taken from Africa. No, because if Australia belongs to Aboriginals who are Black people, how far is Australia from America? At least with America, we can say it's close to the continent of Africa. How far is Australia from Africa? If Black people, the Aboriginals, are the originals of Australia, I am convinced Black Americans were not brought from Africa. No, because clearly, if we have Black people in Australia that are indigenous to the country, white people found them there. Maybe white people wrote history differently. They twisted it and told Black Americans, we got you from Africa. Meanwhile, Black Americans were there in their country. Where on planet Earth did white people come from?
When people talk about Australia, they love to highlight the beaches, the accents, the kangaroos. But you rarely hear them talk about the blood beneath the soil. Because Australia is just like the US. It wasn't discovered. It was invaded. And the first thing they tried to do was wipe the oldest living culture off the face of the earth. So let's back up for a second. The Aboriginal people of Australia have been on that continent for 65,000 years. Let that sit. They are the oldest continuous culture on Earth. Not only did they live in harmony with the land, they had complex languages, spiritual systems, astronomy, trade, and none of it was savage or primitive. But when the British showed up in 1788, they saw none of that. They saw a land they wanted and people they thought didn't count. So they claimed the land as nobody's land, like people weren't already living there. And what followed was centuries of massacre, displacement, slavery, and dehumanization. Aboriginal people were hunted like animals. Entire tribes were wiped out. Their water sources were poisoned. Children were taken. Women were assaulted. Men were imprisoned. Sometimes for just being Aboriginal. Their language banned. Their cultural practices outlawed. Their sacred land stolen. They weren't even considered full citizens on their land until 1967. Let me repeat that. The original custodians of that land weren't counted as people until less than 60 years ago. And from the late 1800s to the 1970s, the government had a plan to breed out the Black. That's not an exaggeration. That's what they actually called it. They took thousands of Aboriginal children from their families, the stolen generation, and placed them in white homes or church institutions. Sound familiar? They erased their names, told them their families didn't want them. And when those children cried for their mothers, nobody came. Because colonialism isn't just about land. It's about memory. And they were trying to erase it all. So when you hear people talk about Australia like it's just another Western paradise, know this. There's blood in the soil and trauma in the air. And the world is still catching up to the truth. Because Aboriginal people didn't just survive genocide. They preserved the oldest culture on the planet through it. And that's resistance. That's legacy. That's a miracle that colonizers couldn't kill, no matter how hard they tried.
Australia used to be a white-only country. Multiculturalism was enforced on Australians. Australians didn't actually want this. They all reinforced the white Australian policy. Australia used to be a white-only country.
Funny when racists use the word enforced. They always think they're the victim, you know what I mean? Oh, it was enforced on us. No. You set up an institution where people can come in via visas. They apply and they pay money to the government. They just block out all that high-level contextual information and just, it was forced. Well, seeing that you're going to say that, then I have to bring up another fact. When you force yourself upon the indigenous, force yourself upon their children, force yourself upon their women, and created slave labor, and you took their land, that's the same type of forcing you talk about. Astounding to me that they can literally destroy, take, and maintain power still to this day. But yet, when they invite for the boosting of the nation so the citizens, who are mostly white, have a better quality of life, they go, multiculturalism was enforced upon us. I want everyone to look like me. Why do you want everyone to look like you? Why can't everyone just be like, hey, there's a white guy, there's black guys, Asian guys, Indian dude, they all get along. And the Arabic guy, chuck that guy in there as well. It has to be one versus the other. Certain people see the world like they're going from majority to minority. And I don't like that feeling. It's ironic, right? So that is the case. Those people are still coming in the correct way and law-abiding citizens. You, on the other hand, did not do it that way. Raped, pillaged, stole, and not only that, then you gaslit and didn't acknowledge. And then you have the audacity. It was enforced upon us. I'm just gonna have to say it. Racists have no accountability.
The most racist thing I ever had to witness towards an Aboriginal person or people was when I was about 14 years old. Now, just a disclaimer, I'm going to use the word that they used. It's not the worst word you could use towards an Aboriginal person, but I want to use the word because I want it to have full effect. I don't want to censor anything. I want it to be as disgusting and reprehensible as it was. So, disclaimer, I will use the word. But when I was 14, again, I made this point in my first video discussing this, that my parents never really talked about Aboriginals. My dad had some offhand comments, but I never really witnessed them being racist to an Aboriginal person. It was more just the lack of discussion about them. However, when I was 14, I was in my friend's car and we were going to the Adelaide Swimming Centre. And in order to do that, we had to go through the city. When you go through the CBD in Adelaide, you drive through a lot of parks. And there was one park where there was a group of Aboriginal people in a circle talking to one another. I didn't think anything of it. And my friend and his mum, who was driving, my friend and I were in the back seat. And he was on the window facing the Aboriginal people. And without saying anything, without even coordinating it, his mum and him rolled down their windows, and both of them at the same time shouted, "Coons!" and then rolled the window up. And I was just sitting in the back seat like, why would you do that? It was the strangest thing. And I really couldn't understand it. And it was such a strange moment that I didn't really know what to say. But I will say I didn't spend a lot of more time with that friend and his family. But I don't understand how someone can be that openly hostile to anyone that hasn't done anything wrong to them. And so when people talk to me about racism in Australia, well, at least in the past, I would get really defensive because I would think to myself, well, I'm not racist and I've never been racist and, you know, my family wasn't that racist. But then I remember that moment and I think there really are some awful people out there. And, yeah, it's just a moment that I hang on to when I really need a reminder that even though I mightn't be the most racist, well, I don't think I'm racist at all, but it doesn't mean that there aren't some extremely hurtful people out there that are doing these things regularly that would really hurt the Aboriginal people. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story. It was reprehensible. It was awful. And it's a shame that's happening, but hopefully something can be done about that.
Aboriginal people are the real Australians. Well, Australians are actually the people who created Australia, the people who created the political and legal institutions which have come to form Australia's recognition as a country internationally. Those people are white. Aboriginal people refer to themselves as sovereign people, as First Nations people. And the reason they do that is to not have their identity overcoded by the one that we created. That is why you will have Aboriginal activists say, Aboriginal people are not Australian. They do not recognise the political or ethnic identity of Australian as being theirs because they recognise it as being distinctly white.
I'm surrounded by people that are being told, oh, this is a great multicultural diversity, and it just means less white people, less white culture, and ultimately we're going to turn into global South Africa, and I will fight to stop that from happening. I had family in South Africa. I'm not letting it happen here. And so I'm trying with all my might to be peaceful and reasonable and political. But we have to protect white Australia. We have to.
Literally don't know where to start. There's so many things to destroy in this argument. Oh my gosh, boo-hoo. Oh, your child's the only person who speaks a different language from all the other people around them. Sounds insensitive to say it like that, right? You can't be like, oh, Australia has to be literally just all white, and I don't like it that my child goes to the playground and no one speaks the same language. No, you know what? Instead of upgrading and being more inclusive and understanding, hey, this is my culture, this is your culture, let's come together. No. How about your culture just leaves, okay? So everyone looks and sounds like me. Because I don't want it to look like South Africa. That's what he said. Keep in mind the apartheid and all that other stuff that happened. It's almost like it was the black people's land, and then the white dudes went over there and did their thing and took it over. Nelson Mandela and all that stuff happened. And then he's saying, I don't want it to be like that. He's basically inferring that the South Africans had land, they had power, and then they lost it to the blacks, even though it was their land to begin with. Ironic that it's sort of like the same mindset that he has with Australia. It was indigenous peoples, and then the white people got it, occupied it, and now he's angry that it's becoming diverse and multicultural, which is not even to the degree he's saying. Look, everyone should live in harmony. Some places have more white people, some places have more black people, okay? It's okay to have different cultures. We're not trying to take it from you. And if we were, rightfully so, you couldn't even be mad because you took it from someone else. Or goes around, comes back around, or karma. Not that I believe in karma, but you get what I'm saying. Imagine saying that. Oh, I'm gonna walk little Timmy. Oh my gosh, no one's black around here. Oh, it's the government's fault. And you know what? Even though it's the government's fault, I actually hate it that everyone's speaking a different language than this language, okay? Our language is the best language. It's the superior one. And I don't like it that we don't have our own place. So all you other families who have come from hardship, yeah, all the other families come from hardship and have had a tough time migrating and assimilating, guess what? I actually don't think you belong here, even though this is pretty much stolen land. And you know what? I feel unfairly done. Yes, it was taken from you, but I want my people to have it. Talk about the irrational mindset.
And help me and let me know in the comment section. I could be going crazy. Because you cannot tell me. In America, at least they accept they are settlers. In Australia, they accept they are settlers. They found the Aboriginals. So which country, which planet, which continent had original white people on Earth? Which continent had original white people? Because it looks like every continent, white people, they found indigenous people there. What if they're creatures we don't know? We must ask these questions because now, what do you mean a white man wakes up and says, well, we know we found ya, we know they are indigenous people to the country, but like, this is our country because we invented the tap waters. Wow, what a savior colonial mindset. Oh my God, this is diabolical. Somebody needs to take some white people into a mental hospital because this doesn't sound right. It does not sound right. What do you mean you came from South Africa to Australia, but you get pissed when you find other kids on the playground where your kids play speaking other different languages? So you want to make sure Australia is for Aussies only that speak English. Sir, by all means, please go back to South Africa. This, oh my God, this has blown my mind. Guys, these people actually, oh my God, guys, these people actually think they can just wake up and go to someone's country and they make it there. No, because I know I'm sounding like them because this is what they normally like to say. Oh, y'all came from Africa, y'all need to go back. Oh my God, you guys are from Asia, go back. You're from India, go back. You're illegals, you're from Mexico. They leave their countries. This white man, he's not South African. South Africa is for black people. Yeah, his ancestors are from Netherlands. Colonialism brought him to South Africa. Left South Africa, came to Australia, and he does not want to see anyone who does not speak English in Australia. And he will fight to make sure Australia is for Aussies. He himself is not an Aussie. Somebody help me understand how a white mind works. No, because, are you okay? White people that are watching this video, please, I beg you to tell me in the comment section, are you okay? You actually think you can wake up and go to someone's country and, well, we came to Australia, we found the Aboriginals, but Australia belongs to white people. You see, we found the Aboriginals here, but we invented Australia. And you want to kick away people from a country that's not yours? No, guys, what kind of entitlement is this? I am failing to comprehend. Guys, what kind of entitlement is this? I don't know, guys. Guys, it can't be this weird being white. It can't be. I'm not trying to even sound racist towards white people.
I would never tell an Australian Aboriginal how to live or what to do. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business. Barring one thing, I have one request. For the love of God, if you are an Australian Aboriginal, don't be Christian. Don't participate in Christianity. Christianity is the religion that sanctioned everything that happened to your people. And in a lot of ways, it's what made the sort of strengthened the colonists' resolve, because they were under the impression that what they were doing was God's work, and that these people that they found on this island that don't follow Christianity are just a bunch of savages, and therefore you can just do whatever you want to them because it's not like they're going to heaven, or you can desperately try and get them into heaven. And, I believe that's where the stolen generation comes into it, was trying to force beliefs onto unwilling subjects. So just don't be Christian. And whenever I see like black people in the United States following Christianity and anyone who's First Nations, I just think that is the religion that is mostly responsible for all of the heartache that befell your people and all of the ill treatment. So just for me, no one's going to do this simply because I don't want them to. I understand that. But I'm going to say this anyway. Just for me, if anyone walks up to you with a crucifix, just politely tell them no, because I think Christianity has done its fair share and it's got a lot to answer for.
No, y'all need to go be checked in the mental hospital, because what do you mean? You yourself as a white person, you came to Australia and you found Aboriginals. But you're kicking away people that came like you. I'm failing to understand how these people actually sit there and be like, but we invented the dumb. We invented the fast car in Australia, so this country clearly, it belongs to us. What? Like, it's giving, we did you a favor to colonize you. Even the Bible says Satan will pretend to be an angel of light, but guys, the devil has tried so much, but I feel like right now these people are pushing it. They are actually trying to convince the people they colonized in their country that we actually did you a favor. We did you a favor. We colonized your country, and we have the right to kick away anyone who enters your country because, like, we think we made your country better, even if we found you, but, like, we have more power over. I need a white friend. I need to ask these questions. And oh my God. No, black people, I'm not going crazy. Please let me know in the comment section if it's me who's thinking like this, or y'all have the same mindset with me. No, because and these people, the Aboriginals, they look like us. Guys, I am literally starting to think that this world was full of black people. And white people, probably they came somewhere on a planet nobody knows. And they colonized. If Australia belongs to Aborigines and they are black like me, where else on planet Earth did white people originate from? Gosh. And the fact that they have the nerves to sit there and be like, we are not immigrants in America. We are not immigrants in Australia. We are settlers. We brought change. We brought the skyscrapers. We brought the cars. So clearly this country is ours. What do you mean?
What do Aboriginal people think of African black people?
Oh, they love them.
Yeah?
Yes,
Tell them.
absolutely. We love the Africans up here.
Same color. Same color. I like that.
Real good.
Yeah?
Yeah. We love all the African people.
Yes?
Yeah. Same blood and same colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Because they are so open
Yeah.
and they are not afraid to speak their mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They open up to themselves. And they learn a bit about our culture. And we learn a bit about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So when you see someone like me, what goes through your mind?
Countrymen, we're all the same.
We're all the same.
I feel like you're our brothers and sisters.
Hello, my name's Doreen. I'm from Wallara. I live in town. Alice Spring. Yeah, my hometown. Hello, my name is everybody. My name is Janet. I'm from Wallara as well, but I live in Sydney now. But I come here and visit my family. We're ready to go hunting tomorrow with Caprice to get bush tucker. And we're gonna go kangaroo tail out there and show Caprice some bush tucker and tell stories and with different plants that grows around there and other stuff that if we see.